Today we got two powerful sorcerers in the world of Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter going head to head. Gandalf versus Dumbledore. Who wins? Well, let's find out. Gandalf is a Maya who are the underlings of the Valar, the gods of Middle Earth. He was sent with his fellow Ishtras Saruman and Radagast to help in Middle Earth from the Undying Lands. He aided Bilbo Baggins and the 13 dwarfs on their quest to retake Erebor, and years later helped Frodo as a member of the Fellowship of the Ring. Gandalf's physical capabilities are much greater than what any other old man would be capable of. According to the Lord of the Rings timeline, when Gandalf fell from the bridge in the mines of Moria, it was January 15th, and he battled the Balrog until he finally killed it on January 25th. He's also been described as moving surprisingly quick on a couple occasions, and was as nimble as a goat. Gandalf also has his sword and his staff, which he usually uses against mundane enemies. His sword is called a Glamdring, which was the sword of the Elven king Torgon, and is much better at cutting and piercing than normal swords. His staff seems to be more of a badge of office than an actual item of power, as evidenced by the fact that he broke his staff in Moria but was able to fight the Balrog just fine. But Gandalf's greatest asset are his magical abilities. Gandalf really likes to manipulate nature, and against magical enemies, he seems to really resort to fire and lightning, like when he fought against the Nazgul on Weathertop, and so that light and flame like that had never been seen on Weathertop before. His powers are somewhat restricted by the laws of nature, though, as he stated that he isn't able to burn snow. Gandalf seems to have a wide variety of different powers that allow him to alter or destroy objects, like when he destroyed the bridge in the mines of Moria. He's also not above altering an opponent's weapon. He's able to crack Saruman's staff just by speaking, and also instantly disarmed Legolas, Aragorn, and Gimli. Gandalf the White is more powerful or less restricted than Gandalf the Grey, and has thousands of years of experience. He also possesses Nara, one of the 3 rings of power, but the ring wasn't really intended for combat, so it won't help him out here. And then in the corner of Dumbledore, longtime headmaster of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, Albus Dumbledore is widely considered to be one of the greatest and most powerful wizards of all time. Dumbledore has shown tons of magical abilities throughout the years, so let's just start talking about him. He has access to a wide array of magic that he can use to attack his opponents. He's shown that he can manipulate fire, can create flaming weapons as rings of fire. He's shown that he can use non-verbal magic. He's frozen Harry without even saying a word, and thanks to his incredible skill, Dumbledore should be capable of replicating any and all the magical spells performed by other characters. He's been able to animate statues in order to help him in his fight against Voldemort, and these statues are actually able to act autonomously as well, as they protected him from Voldemort's attacks as well as keeping Harry away from the fight. Dumbledore can apparate over incredibly large distances, and unlike most wizards, he's shown the ability to apparate in combat in order to get a better position and avoid attacks. He's been able to single-handedly defeat 3 highly skilled wizards with ease, and was able to defeat a large group of Death Eaters. Like we said from the beginning, Dumbledore is one of the most powerful wizards ever, and this duel of Grindelwald was said to have been the greatest duel to have ever occurred, and his mere presence on the battlefield was enough to terrify Death Eaters into running away. He's highly intelligent, and was actually graduated from Hogwarts with every prize the school offered. He also possesses the Elder Wand, which is one of the fabled Deathly Hallows, and is the most powerful wand in the history of wizardkind. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now in this fight, there's actually a lot to talk about, and it involves some speculation, because the Harry Potter and the Lord of the Rings universes are actually very different. Now Gandalf in his pure form is more powerful here. He could essentially be a god and is immortal. However, the version of him on Middle Earth isn't nearly as powerful, and much more equal to Dumbledore. Gandalf has done some truly impressive things throughout his life, like battling against and defeating the Balrog. He's also a sorcerer in his own right, battling against Saruman, and beat the 5 Nazgul on top of Weathertop. The way Gandalf's magic works is a lot more like raw, innate power, while with Dumbledore, you need specific spells to do things. Like Gandalf can just unleash force attacks, destructive blast, create shields, or counter magical attacks instantly using his raw power, while Dumbledore has to say a spell and channel the magic through his wand in order to do something. But that leads us to another point of this fight, the fact that magic in the Lord of the Rings universe is inferior combat magic-wise than the magic in the Harry Potter universe. There's also a ton more versatility on Dumbledore's side. Like Gandalf has a lot of implied powers and abilities, but all we've really seen him do when battling his magical creatures are fire and lightning. And while those attacks are powerful, Dumbledore has the ability to counter that. He can control fire as well, and he can do a plethora of more things as well. Like take Frost Fire for instance. This is essentially living fire that just burns and burns and burns and burns. There's also no way to stop it unless the other person is skilled enough to cast a particular spell to stop it. That's just one example of what Dumbledore can do. He has infinite versatility on his side. Give Gandalf a wand and it's a different story, but he doesn't have the versatility that Dumbledore has in order to win. So at the end of the day, I believe Dumbledore wins this one. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts, so sign off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe button, more videos just win every single weekday, and I'll see y'all next time.